This is R2D Tech and we're back again with another video today, this time about the Samsung Space Monitor, so stay tuned. So as the name suggests, the Samsung Space Monitor is a monitor designed to save space. And it does that mainly through the stand, which we'll definitely talk about later. However, first we're going to talk about the design of the actual display. So the monitor does come in two different sizes, either 27 inches or 32 inches. It is also pretty thin at just 2.6 centimeters. And what's interesting is it is also flat on the front and back of the monitor, which is quite a rare thing to find in a display. It really adds to the clean and modern look of it. In terms of bezels, you do get really thin bezels on the top and sides. On the bottom, it is a little bit thicker. However, overall, it still looks really modern and nice. For color, it does just come in one color, and that's matte black. It does look really nice. It would have been nice to see a few more color options. However, in my opinion, matte black is probably the best color for a monitor anyway. For controls, you do just get one toggle on the right at the back of the display, and it is really easy and simple to use, so that's also quite a nice touch. So let's move on to the specs now. And firstly, with the 27-inch option, you are getting a 1440p display with 144Hz refresh rate. On the 32-inch option, you are getting a 4K display with a 60Hz refresh rate. Now, if you're a gamer, I strongly recommend going for the 27-inch 144Hz display. If you're a content creator, you might want to go for the 4K 32-inch display. However, the 27-inch display does look perfectly good as well. In terms of aspect ratios, all the displays are 16:9, and that's pretty standard on most monitors out there. It would be nice to see maybe an option with a widescreen or an option with a higher aspect ratio. However, we didn't get that. In terms of brightness, all the displays do reach 250 nits, and to me that sounds a little bit dim. So if you're considering getting one, I strongly recommend finding a place out of direct sunlight. In terms of color accuracy, all the displays do cover 100% of the sRGB color gamut and 85% of the Adobe RGB color gamut. So these monitors are going to be really good for any kind of content creation. Finally, in terms of input and output, you only get one HDMI port and one mini display port. Now, I would have liked to have seen a USB-C Thunderbolt 3 port because a lot of the newer displays do have them. However, we didn't get one here. So let's move on to what is probably the outstanding feature of this monitor and also what makes it really special, and that's the monitor stand. So the stand just simply clamps onto the back of your desk or table and then allows you to have the monitor right up against the wall when you want to save space, or resting on your table, or anywhere in between. It kind of reminds me of the Surface Studio from Microsoft. However, unlike the Surface Studio, there isn't any kind of touchscreen or pen support. That to me just sounds like such a wasted opportunity. I imagine a lot of people could have made use of that. The stand also doesn't allow you to rotate the display into a vertical orientation, which I think a lot of people could have made use of as well, for example, programmers. What's worse is Samsung didn't even include a VESA mount on the back, which is standard on a lot of monitors. It would have meant you could have bought a third-party stand to connect to the back, which would have allowed you to rotate the display. At least Samsung did include the stand in the whole price of the monitor, unlike a certain other company.
La chancla. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme la chancla y el bañador. Voy a la playa, ya subió la marea.
So let's move on to the prices now. And firstly, the 27-inch option goes for £359, while the 32-inch option goes for £449. Now, while the displays could have had so much more functionality with just a few tweaks and changes, I think overall for what they're offering with the specs and the functionality that you do get, I think they're really fantastic displays with pretty reasonable prices as well. That's it from this video. If you liked it, please press the thumbs up button. If you loved it, please consider subscribing.